Literally dealing with a different kind of sickness here with my common cold. But yeah, man, it's different. It's different. Had an autoimmune illness. I even had my body opened up, something that the human body should not have to go through. I've had a liver transplant, but I was able to still be here 17 years later, even live longer than Jesus, right? But again, people would not knowing your story, they would make fun of you or they would speak illy behind your back. Um, out not not knowing just certain small things that go on, that go on in your life. You know, at some points in my relationship, I did stay home as a father and things like that. Fun times. Nothing wrong with that. It goes back into the ancient days of slavery and things like that, where it got to the point to 100 years of being on a plantation. The women, they didn't want to see their men getting abused and raped and beat to death. So as they began to birth their new children, they taught the men how to be more feminine in a sort of ways. Not saying that we should still be going by these different ideologies in 2021, but again, we have to learn to teach our culture new things. When I decided to, 8 years ago, when I decided to get in a relationship and create my family out of a fear of death, I was the breadwinner. I did everything. I moved my family out of the slums into a nice, decent apartment in a nice area in the city, while dealing with a sickness, while dealing with pain every day. So it's like when people ask me, how am I living my life nowadays? I'm blessed. My life path, I've always been mental and spiritual to a point. So if my body deteriorates or dies out on me, I'll still have other tools and things that I can use to help my family and help my community and things like that. People again wouldn't know. I'd be the one dude in the friggin' whole entire building of 1,000 people that doesn't have a car, and people don't, they was not. It's not like it's hard. I'm not complaining or anything like that. Going to and from work every day and things like that, and not knowing that, I go to work dressed in a suit and tie, and people don't know that, I had a liver transplant 17 years ago, so it affects me internally. My immune system will never be the same. I can't go out in public. That's the reason why I'm sick now, because I'm in the gym a lot lately, and I'm out in public and buses and all out at Publix and things like that. See, is a reason why I was with the woman that I'm with, who's a workaholic and loves being outside. See how opposites attract? So she's able to go out and do those things while I stay in the house. And even when I want to muster up my manliness and say heck no, because I don't want her working her brains out, when I look her in her eyes, or when she come home and she looks tired, I, as a man, feel bad. So I'm gonna fill out 100 job applications a day to go out and get the best job I can find, and go to the job interview and beat out everyone for the best job. And as I'm working that job for the next 365 days, no one knows that at least 6 months out of that time that I've been coming to work every day with a gigantic hole in my leg, because again, I had a liver transplant 17 years ago, which affects my immune system. So I can't even walk past a 2 year old without getting sick. But people don't know this. They don't know under my slacks or under my business casual pants, while I'm wearing these dress shoes, that my leg has almost a hole in it, almost the size of a frigging tennis ball, and is expanding. My leg's probably gonna disintegrate or whatever the case may be. Um, they would, if they happen to, be one of the type of people that I commune with, and they look down and they see my leg, there's a wet spot on my pants, because they don't know it's actually pus or seeking out of my leg. But again, yeah, people will make assumptions about you, and they don't really know that you're going through these things. A pain zero from level 0 to 10 while you're at work trying to help other people out while your family's at home and things like that. And then you finally decide to go to the hospital to try to get some help for whatever the case may be, whether it's like whatever the case may be. and then they give you the antibiotics that's supposed to help heal you, and then it breaks your whole entire face out and have you looking like Freddy Krueger. So again, stories and stories and stories I have for days. I have hours and hours and hours of time to contemplate my whole life story while laying on my back in the hospital with 100 tubes going in and out of my body, and every type of surgery equipment next to my bed, and every type of medication that they would want to try and give me. And then, you know, becoming the person that I am and speaking more truth to power and telling my testimony. Hopefully, people don't get offended. Hopefully, they don't come across my social media and get offended and try to lock me behind bars. Now I'm sick and I'm behind bars. To kill a revolutionary, right?